Welcome to the Bright Lights Podcast, presented by Clovercrest Media Group. Welcome back to the Bright Lights Podcast. I am Joe Aguirre along with Otto Mars, and on this episode, we are going to reveal our top sophomores here across the state of Connecticut, and then we'll give you the top 25 jumping juniors. How's that sound? So,
you already know. Super soft.
We love it, dude. Love what you've done so far. And again, want to just encourage students and families and friends. If you've got video of these young ladies playing, send it along. We'd love to post it along with the episode.
Yeah, the brightlightct1@gmail.com. Please feel free. Anybody that would love to be a guest, that has a comment, that has a reason why they love women's basketball, and just have anything that, you want to put out there, please. The brightlightct1@gmail.com. We're going to get into our super sophomores. Did a top 15. Shout out all the sophomores who are on this list. You're working your way up on the way to be superstars anyway. So we're going to kick off this top 15 with 15, 5'9" forward, Madison Pudva out of Griswold.
Coming in at number 14, she's a 5'10" guard forward out of Berlin. Her name is Brooke Walker.
Coming in at number 13, Madison Benici out of Mercy Middletown.
Coming in at number 12, she's a 5'5" guard out of East Hartford, sophomore Taylor Arnold.
Coming in at 11, one of the part of the fearsome foursome, the 5'11" guard, Nina Nardecchia out of SHA.
All right, we crack into the top 10. We'll start with the 5'5" guard from West Haven, Sierra Harp.
And coming in at number 9, we got the 5'5" guard out of Colby Cathedral, out of Bridgeport, Maya Bostic.
Coming in at number 8, she's a 5'8" guard out of North Haven, Sammy Santa Croce.
Coming in at number 7, we have Uriel Abakna out of East Catholic Manchester. Go Eagles. And also 6 feet 4 center. She's a double getter. So
I love
definitely
that.
Shout out East Catholic.
All right, before we get to the top 5, I will tell you who number 6 is. She's a 6'3" forward center from Amity Regional. Her name is Eva Stark.
And we have at number 5, a 5'9" guard forward out of Maloney, Meriden, the Spartans, Skylar Burke.
All right, coming in at number 4, Maeve Stanton, the 5'8" guard from Northwest Catholic.
Yeah, I think it's Maeve Stanton. Sorry.
Oh, Maeve. Sorry, Maeve.
Yeah. Nope, 5'8" guard out of Northwest Catholic. We have number 3, Corinne Lomax, 6 foot forward center out of Holy Cross Waterbury.
Coming in at number 2, Nyara Dudley, the 5'7" guard out of New London.
Go Whalers. And number 1, we have Abby Casper, 6'1" guard forward out of Northwest Catholic West Hartford. Go Lions. And this is the super sophomore 15. We're going to concentrate on making super sophomore 25 with possibly volume 2, volume 3. Shout out to all the sophomores who are really, taking hold of the game early and seizing the moment. So salute you guys, most definitely.
All right. So big shout out to the sophomores. Now we're going to give you our jumping juniors, the top 25 list. We will start off with number 25.
25 is Ariana Heaton out of Killingly, Connecticut. The red men or the red woman, 6'2" forward center, 6-5 record this year. I actually seen them play versus Norwich Free Academy, and it was probably one of the most physical games I've seen. They took the loss, but they played great. A very, very solid team and a solid player. So Ariana Heating, killingly.
All right, coming in at number 4, she's a 5'8" guard out of Glastonbury. Her name is Madison Hadrian.
Yes, very great player for the Guardians, formerly the Tomahawks. Um, I would say she reminds me of a UConn basketball player now. Her name is Ashlyn Shade, and she can shoot at will. She's a quiet killer per se, and she's leading Glastonbury to. They're not the biggest team. They're more of they play together. They play very fundamentally sound, and I'm looking for them to go real far in the state tournament this year. So, shout out Glastonbury, and coming in at 23, we have Jaleese Rivera, 5'4" guard out of Wyndham. I'm telling you, watch out for the Whippets. 9-1, a floor general. She's fast. She's like a little missile on the floor, and she's deadly. She can score out well, and she's fearless. Wyndham, they got a great program over there. And I'm really looking for her and Flores to really team up to really make that run for Wyndham this year. So
coming in at number 22, she's a 5'9" guard from East Catholic, DeJaylee Bogans.
Yeah, shout out Deja. Very, very great player. Daddy. Forced to be reckoned with. A great Arsenal Dynamo player that can really score at will. Deja Lee plays for East Catholic, 5'9" guard, and shout out her dad. Who's like a brother. My cousin Ray, and he built her up to be an awesome player. So shout out East Catholic, and shout out Deja Lee Dogans. Happy birthday too. Her birthday was just the other day, and
oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's big family right there. So keep
Love
doing
it.
your thing. Keep doing your thing, Deja. And let's get to the next one rolling.
All right, number 21 is Emily no less, the 5'7" guard from Kennard.
Yes, the Red Wolves out of West Hartford. It's Connor, but it's all good. Though of it, ain't even no sweat, man. She's dangerous. Oh gosh, her and Cosgrove, who just came back from injury, they have Connor on a 10-1 record. They're very scrappy. They're guards. They get at you, get in your face. Emily knows she's gonna drop 30 on you with no problem. So she's a force. She's a force. So shout out to Red Wolf. You guys are dangerous this year. So looking forward.
All right, we are inside the top 20. Who you got at number 19?
Ariana Hardison, out of Ledger. She's awesome. Awesome player. Gosh, they just beat New London the other day, which is the top dog in the ECC.
Nice.
5'5" guard, can score out well. Plays bigger than her size, and she's nothing to play with. So, shout out the Ledger. Shout out the Colonels.
Heck yeah. All right. Coming in at number 18, she's a 5'8" point guard, shooting guard. She can play both spots. From East Hartford, how about Zoe Mercado?
Oh, shout out the High, baby. Another one for the alma mater, man. She's nothing to play with. Fearless, fast as lightning. She'll hit you here, she'll hit you there. She step back, she'll hit the three. So East Hartford, she won a state championship. Shout out Shea Pickney, who was also family. They won the 2022 state championship, and she's doing great things as a junior this year. Shout out Zoe. Let's go. We're getting into 17. Shania Howard, Holy Cross Waterbury, the Crusaders. She's a problem. If I had a nickname for her, I would call it a problem. She's gonna come down. She'll hit you with a little razzle dazzle. She's a player that is great, and she's focused, and she's leading the Crusaders this year, one of the top teams in Class L. and I'm looking for her. They could possibly win Class L this year. So shout out Holy Cross.
So
Who we got rolling at?
hold
Oh, what
on.
you was gonna say? Sorry
Allen
about that, Joe.
Ivers Allen Iverson was the answer, and Shania Howard is the problem.
It's the problem. It's the
Yeah,
problem.
I like
And
that.
she's gonna cause it for more opponents this year too. I'm telling you, and she's a problem throughout that Naugatuck Valley Conference.
All right,
Who we have
coming in
next
at
at 16?
16 from Simsbury. She's a guard forward, Olivia Jarvis.
Oh man, she's probably one of the most improved players I've seen. Dangerous. She can shoot at all aspects. She can hit the three, play the post. She plays tenacious defense, and I think she doesn't realize how great she's going to be at. And I think once she taps into that, 20 and 10 all day. I could see her doing
Damn.
great things, and partly the reason why Simsbury's ranked in one of the top teams in Class L. So Olivia Jarvis, shout out to you, shout out to Trojans. Definitely, she's one to look out for. So we're at our top 15 right now for the jumping juniors. So who do we have at 15, Joe?
Number 15, she's a guard junior from West Haven, Ella Morgan.
Ella Morgan. I'm surprised with West Haven this year. They're struggling a little bit, but she's a dynamic player, a leader who can score at will, capable of scoring 20 points a night, 15 points a night. Give you 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Somebody who can do it all over. And I'm looking for improvement from the Blue Devils. Definitely the season is not over. So shout out West Haven and shout out Miss Morgan. Let's go. We got at 14 another Red Wolf, Courtney McPhee. I don't know what you guys are doing up there at Connor, but you guys are making a basketball factory. It's like the treacherous three up there, along with Cosgrove and Knowles. They're just fast, man, and she's probably the one to set the tone, and she's a spark plug on the court, and I'm looking forward to Connor extending that 10-1 record. When they're balanced, you can't stop them. So shout out McPhee, 5'6" guard. I'm looking for her to do big things beyond high school. So, who do we have at 13?
Coming in at number 13, the best name anyone in high school women's basketball here in Connecticut has. How about the 5'8" guard from East Windsor, Bailey Winner?
Oh yeah, shout out. Her dad was my gym teacher back in East Hartford.
Come on.
Nah, for real, man.
That's
and we
great.
used to play intramural basketball. He was the star at Rockville, and he used to light us up, dude. Like, he used to light us up, man. Come to the court and take no prisoners, man. But the coolest teacher, and great dad, man. And she's a scorer. Small school, very, very, very quaint town of East Windsor. The Panthers are off to an 8-3 start. She averages 27 points a game, but she can go to any big school and average 27 as well. Very, very much of a leader, very, very driven and focused. Like, if anything like her dad, she's focused, man. Like the coolest dude in the world. And your daughter's a great player. Shout out Barry Winner. Shout out Bailey Winner. The winners. All they do is win. Shout out East Windsor. See, look at that. Even East Windsor. That's why you can't beat it, man. Like, definitely a great player. So we're gonna go to where we at? 12, 11?
Number 12.
12. We have Lily Cooper out of Southington, 5'7" guard for the Blue Knights. All CCC. Really plays the pace of the game, controls the game in her hands. A great guard. Very, very a slick guard. I wouldn't say the most athletic, but deceptively athletic, and she can score at will as well. Shout out Shout out the Blue Knights. They're having a great year. And we're gonna announce 11. We're almost at 10. The Jumping Juniors. Shout out you guys. Please, guys, keep on working because Volume 2 is coming through very soon. So who do we have at number 11?
Just sitting outside the top 10 at number 11. She's a guard forward from St. Paul. Her name, Audrey Tice.
Awesome player. Awesome player. Very, 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 I would say multi-dimensional. I love to use this word for the simple fact that she's she's a player that she can have 0.7 rebounds and 2 blocks, and then the next game she can drop 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. So it's just like she don't need to necessarily really have a lot of stats to take hold of the game still, and I think that's great in a player. They're having a great year, and they're in the NVL conference. Back in my day in high school, they were in the CCC, and um, I'm looking for big things from Tice this year. So we're gonna get into number 10. This is a very special one, and her name is Regan Grow. 6'1" center out of Valley Regional. And Valley Regional didn't play their season this year. They didn't have enough players. Some chose not to, which is perfectly fine. Some went down with injury and they wanted to recover from different sports. But a phenomenal team and a phenomenal player. They made it to the state championship versus East Hampton last year. I'm out of the Shoreline Conference. And just keep working. I'm going to see you guys either in prep school along with Olivia Cunningham. And I really take this dead to heart because I really felt that I wish they got the opportunity to play this year somehow, some way. So shout out Regan Grow. Shout out the Valley Regional Warriors as well.
I
And
appreciate how much you've been shouting them out since we started because it's a bummer for those young ladies, and to give them their proper credit, I think that's really cool. All right, coming in at number 9, she is a shooting guard from New Fairfield. Her name is Ryan Golbin.
them running rebels. Gosh, man, I would say, gosh, they're a great player, great team this year. Like I said, a great leader, can score, can really take over a game at any time. Very dangerous. So I'm looking forward to her having big things, along with New Fairfield this year. I mean, I don't know. It's something about those downstate teams, man. They're really scrappy down there. So shout out you guys. We got number 8, and personally, this is probably one of my favorite teams, and I'm gonna say this throughout all the podcast seasons. East Hampton, Liana Salomon. Great team, man. The Bell Ringers, like I said, they run in transition, they score, they're a team, they fundamental bounce pass. They'll blow you out. You're expecting, oh, I'm gonna small town. Like no, they're capable of playing anybody and blowing them out. And she's a dynamo, capable of double doubles. Um, Real quick, real shifty, real kind of like not say like a mini Paige Beckers from UConn. So I would say that's a high comparison, but she's a great player like that. So shout out Liana Salomon out of East Hampton. 5'6" guard, looking for her to do great things, and they could possibly repeat for East Hampton this year. So that leads to lucky number 7. Who's the number 7 jumping junior, Joe?
She plays for Gilbert. Her name, and she's a 1,000-point scorer, did it rather quickly. Emily Errol.
Oh yeah. Shout out the Yellow Jackets, man. A great player who is a very, very unselfish player. Very, 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 very. A floor general that likes to feed her teammates, but can score at the same time. Just an overall great basketball player, and it shows on the court. Great sportsmanship, and she gives all 100%. Shout out Gilbert Winstead, out in the Berkshires, and I'm looking for her to do great things throughout the Berkshires, throughout the state tournament, for the Class M Yellow Jackets. So shout out Shout out Emily. We're gonna get into number six, and this was a hard number six for me. This was a hard number six because I wanted her to be in the top five, and that's Faith Doyle, 5'7" guard, out of foreign. She's an awesome player, man. I can't even put a definition on her. I can't, man. Like, well, you know how it's just somebody's a great player. And my fault, Joe. I know you were supposed to do this one, man, but she's one of my favorite players to watch, dude. Like,
Mars, let me say this. When you're speechless or can't find the words to describe one of these young ladies, I'll have to assume she's great. Because
yeah,
you're a man who knows what he wants to say and says it. So yeah.
and she's awesome, man. She's just an awesome player, man. Like, that's the biggest thing I could say. Like, Faith, you got foreign on a great streak this year. Yeah, you had a close loss to Mercy, but the season's not over. Uh, Great player. So that leads to our top five, the top five jumping juniors, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Um, won't you won't you announce number five for me? Since I
All right, I'll
announced
tell
number
you.
six, and my apologies,
I'll
Joe.
tell you who number 5 is, and not for nothing. Conrad has already gotten plenty of mentions on this list thus far. Here we get into the top 5 with the junior guard. She's 5'7". Her name is Kaylee Cosgrove. You've referenced her before, actually, on this episode
Oh, man.
already.
Yeah, man, the treacherous three over there, man. Connor has the makings of a state championship, and it's partly because of her. All CCC General 10-1 squad, um, plays very in tune with her squad, and she's the one that's going to be the rah rah, and she's always ready and on go. And in one of the hardest conferences in the state of Connecticut, Connor, like Connor with Kaylee, she's kind of like the definition of that glue girl. That glue girl who's gonna keep the team together. The key, and the team is falling apart. She's gonna be like, "Hey, come on, let's get our heads into the game, and we're gonna go out and go get this dub." And that's what I love about her. She's tenacious. So, shout out Kelly Cosgrove and Connor. You've been getting a lot of mentions today, like Joe said. I mean, go Red Wolves. You know, let's see how this season pans out. Seriously. And number 4, we got Maddie Topa, a 5'9" guard forward out of Northwestern Regional in Winstead as well. The Highlanders are 9-3 this year. When she gets done with her career, she's probably going to be a 2,000-point scorer. She reminds me of Caitlin Clark from Iowa, who's a triple double machine, and she can drop 40 on you in the night, man. She plays for the great Fred Williams, who is one of the great coaches in CIAC, man. Amazing coach and has an amazing story. So shout out Maddie Topa, awesome player, awesome player. Looking for her to do great things for Northwestern this year.
That's awesome.
We're down to 3. The top 3, huh?
Yeah, let's talk about this here top 3. I think a great list, a very fair list.
Yes.
And maybe at number 3, this one, you've mentioned some of these personal connections. Doesn't get much more personal than number 3.
Yeah, number 3, Jordan Bay Kent, out of Norwich Free Academy. Shout out Wildcats. Yeah, it's also my stepdaughter. It's my oldest. I call her my oldest. She's an awesome player. She's an awesome individual. Um, All CC conference out of Windsor last year. She averaged a double double for the Class L semifinalists. Transferred to Norwich Free Academy for the famed coach Courtney Gomez. She's averaging close to 9 points and 7 rebounds and 2 blocks. They're on a 5-game winning streak, and she's a defensive anchor, man. She always says her defense creates her offense, and 6'2.5", 6'3" forward center. They're doing great for the 8-5 Wildcats. I'm very capable of winning the Class LL championship, and she can give you 20-10 and 6-5. And like I said, she doesn't need to score to be in the game. And watching her grow to be a great young woman, a great athlete, and a great scholar. She's doing well in school this year. And shout out to NFA Wildcats, man. You guys are doing damage, and Jordan, I'm proud of you. Very, very proud
Let,
of you.
let me say this too before we move into the top two. You have been telling me about Jordan for a few years now and the potential
Yes.
you saw in her. And if it weren't for Jordan, this podcast probably doesn't exist.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She was definitely my main inspiration behind it because I
Mine
felt
too.
that. Yeah, thank you, man. I felt these girls in the state of Connecticut is not getting showcased enough.
Yep.
I went to school with a great player, and now she's the commissioner of the CIAC. Her name is Alicia DeJesus, and her and so many other players. I want you guys to be showcased. I want you guys to be known to the world that we are the basketball capital of the world, and it's because of you guys. And thank you, Jordan, because without you, this podcast probably wouldn't be. So I'm looking for her to keep on doing great things, and she's a high caliber basketball player. So keep on doing your thing, Jay.
All
And
right, here we go now, Mars. We are down to the top two jumping juniors for the 2023-2024 CIAC women's high school basketball season. Who do you got in the top two slots?
Coming in at number two, she has an NIL deal, man. I mean, who has an NIL deal
Baller.
right now in high school? Barely in college, man. Bella Cucurta, uh, gosh, averaged 17, 3, and 5 last year, and she's averaging the same basically this year for Newington at 10-2, and man, fastest player in Newington history to score 1,000 points, and man, she's an amazing player. 5'11" guard, probably 6 feet now. She'll light you up for 30. She's very fearless. She's a leader. A very, not only a great athlete but a great person. Has a lot of great sportsmanship and showmanship, and she's the Northeasters leader. She's causing that storm for the Northeasters out there in Newington. So Bella, keep doing your thing. You're gonna be playing against my oldest in a couple weeks there. So NFA Newington is gonna be a great match at Newington that night. So looking forward to seeing you. And that leads to number one, numera una. Shout out everybody from 25 on down to number one. All you players, young ladies are doing amazing, are doing great, and keep on repping for the CIAC. You are putting a stamp on Connecticut, and that leads to Serenity Lancaster out of New London, man. She's amazing. She's amazing, man. She's fast. She's 6'2", forward. She could shoot the three. She could play 3 to 4 different positions, guard 4 to 5 different positions, and they won a state championship with 7 players. Tammy Millsap's one of the great coaches in Connecticut history. She coached Capital Prep when she won about 3 state championships with the Lady Trailblazers. Then went down to New London and won a state championship with the Lady Whalers. New London has a rich tradition. Shout out Jessica Allen, one of the former stars of New London Whalers. She always shouts out the L to me, so she wanted me, to send that shout out. So,
Love it.
awesome player, definitely the leader of a young team. I think they start 2 to 3 freshmen, and she's definitely only a junior, but she plays with an old soul. Man, this girl is amazing. I could see her doing her thing definitely on TV very, very soon. Not only college but WNBA. So, Serenity Lancaster, shout out to you. Shout out to the New London Whalers, amazing team, and looking forward for you guys to improve on that 10-2 record. So let's go Whalers.
All right, ladies, if you want to see your name in the Bright Lights, you can look for us on social media, Bright Lights Podcast CT1. If you've got some footage or you want to reach out to the show, maybe you want to be a guest, Bright Lights Podcast CT1 at gmail.com. You can also visit clovercrestmedia.com. Use / Bright Lights Podcast. Well, Mars, excellent list. We did our top
Thank
15
you.
sophomores, top 25 juniors. The top 25 seniors list is already out. And we'll be updating throughout the season. So as Mars said, ladies, keep on playing your hearts out. Keep on stepping up that game because we got you. The bright lights shining bright. For Auto Mars, I
Yes,
am
sir.
Joe Aguirre. We'll catch you next time on the Bright Lights Podcast.